do get the projection of Taylor.
Yes.
So we can at least, in this minute, talk about the fact that we know that they're aware of Taylor while they're questioning Brent.
So we get the moment where he basically is saying why he came here.
Right.
That he was looking for. And now here's what I found odd. The projection apparently takes place behind Brent.
Right. And that's in the script as well.
If this is Wizard of Oz, Dorothy is shown Auntie M to elicit a response. Oh, there it is. Why do these telepathic individuals feel the need to project an image of Taylor behind Brent?
Yeah, so, I mean, is this supposed to be something that's going on in Brent's head that we're also seeing out there? Or is it literally behind him and he's not seeing it? Or is this just supposed to be
it's behind
what the telepaths are seeing, but is not actually being projected up there? Yeah, it's not really...
So I think it's what they're seeing and they're projecting, because I'm going to go ahead and leap and just say this. There's something about what Taylor is and where he is that you'll see later in the film.
All right.
It is definitely they know something. I just found that for that reason very, very odd. Why? I don't, except that the filmmakers want me to understand that they know something about Taylor at this point.
So I want to mention what that projection is according to the script.
Okay.
But I want to just go down the dialogue again real quick, because it really sums up basically, why he's there. Like, Casplay jumps in. Caspay jumps in.
Casplay
jumps in and now is talking. He intercedes. So we're now being talked. Brent is now having a conversation with two different people. Brent says, "I got here by accident," and then he kind of mouths back, "And how did you get here?" Right? The script says the nearly always genial Caspay takes over. Caspay now jerks his head in response. So they moved Caspay up a little bit earlier in terms of his response. And Brent's like, "Wait, you got it all wrong. Why would I want to spy on you? I'm not even sure you exist." So I'm not even sure you exist with them saying to Brent, "I'm not even sure you exist."
To which I thought, Brent must be thinking he's going mad. He's not even sure they exist. He's got monkeys talking and humans not talking and a destroyed New York City. He's got to, at that point, I'd be thinking, all right, let's just go cuckoo.
So I think that's a really good point. When you write a script, you're supposed to, you write the first thing where you're trying to get the thought out, and then you're supposed to go along and go, what are the questions here that would come to the average person? You bring up a really good point that what we're talking about, where Brent needs to have reactions that aren't reiterations from the first film. He's now met savage people who can't talk, apes who can talk, and people who can talk with their mind. Why doesn't he go, this is a...
That would be mind-blowing. I'm sorry if I walk in like, what is going on?
This is his...
You guys are so cool.
It's a madhouse.
That's exactly. Yeah. This is a madhouse moment that they missed. He should have said, "My God, she can't talk. The apes can talk. You talk with your minds." And then he should lose it.
Right. Yeah.
He should be going insane at this point.
So the next moment, it has Caspay then nodding as well.
You did very good not to call it Casplay.
They had Caspay nodding his head, but in the actual scene, the script says Caspay does it, and Brent responds to Caspay. In the actual scene, Mendez is the one that appears to be looking at Brent at this moment, but I don't see the familiar buzz. It almost sounded like the buzz was happening from Caspay, and we were getting Mendez's reaction more than anything else. I was a little confused by that, who was talking at that moment, because largely Mendez is not talking at all. It feels like Caspay is off screen asking the question, and Mendez just happened to be in that shot.
I'm glad you brought that up, because I thought there were numerous times that I felt sorry for the filmmakers again, because you're dealing with one of the first times I can think about with telepathy being portrayed in a film to this extent, that the editing of it was not clear at times, what the conversation was. And, I understand why they felt the need, if were the only reality in the universe kind of beings and using their minds, that they would just nod. There should have been a little more orchestration, because even if you talk with your mind, Mendez should have been the one to simply hold up a hand, like, stop, and then look over and point to somebody else, almost like he is truly a conductor of an orchestra. That would have at least allowed us to understand a rhythm of this moment, which there almost is none.
I'm just imagining all of them together. Brent's not here. It's just their normal day, a normal Wednesday, and they're just all sitting there nodding to each other.
Yeah.
He then, of course, concludes that he's the astronaut, and he's here to find a fellow astronaut. And we end this minute with Taylor's image on the wall. Now it says here, Inquisitors will mix with the following techniques. Visual thought projection, used by the Inquisitors among themselves only. Brent has his back to the projection wall and cannot, without turning around, see what the Inquisitors are thinking.
So they are projecting it.
Yeah. Convention, an Inquisitor merely raises an eye towards the wall, on which projected thought image instantly appears in the color of his or her robes. But they didn't go that far. It was just kind of weird black and white.
Yeah.
So when they're showing Taylor, Mendez is basically putting a projection of Taylor so that all 5 of them
can see that.
Can see Taylor, but I guess we're mentally seeing what they're mentally sharing with each other.
But they just said in there if he turned around, he would see.
That is true,
so
yeah.
It's an actual projection.
But the weirdness, too, is they choose a shot of Taylor where he's almost looking down at Brent, almost like he can...
Like he can see what's going on there?
He can see what's going on. It was a very weird choice of shot of Heston for him to be looking almost directly in the sight line of where Brent was in the composition of the shot.
It honestly made me think of the Wizard of Oz when they had the globe and she would look down on Dorothy. It felt like that kind of a moment.
Yeah.
Well,
Anti-him, anti-Taylor, anti-Taylor.
That's it for me.
All right, that is minute 61. We are well into the, I'd say about 35th minute, so we're just going to cut right to the chase and say we will see you tomorrow for another minute of Minute of the Apes. I'm Todd for Richard and Sean. Bye.
Bye. All right, everybody.
Beneath the Minute of the Apes. Beneath the Minute of the Apes. Beneath the Minute of the Apes.